This is the metric that I track to help me save my first 100,000 within 3 years. Most people wouldn't try to run a marathon without knowing what is the total distance of the marathon. And while running, you wouldn't want to be caught in the scenario that you do not know how much distance remains and how much you have covered. Yet most people try to grow their wealth in the same manner without knowing all the figures. Doing so will make you feel overwhelmed, lost, lack of clarity, and suddenly trying to build wealth and saving the first 100,000 seems unattainable just because there is a lack of information on the progress. So what is the one metric that I track to help me save my first 100,000 and continue building wealth? So I think tracking this metric makes a huge difference for me to grow my wealth. And the metric is net worth. So why tracking your net worth is important? So imagine this, if you don't know where you stand financially, every decision regarding about your purchase is a shot in the dark. And if you do not know whether your net worth is growing or not, how will you know if you are progressing? And if you don't know where you are going, then it is also the reason why you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you are running in circles. So I started this habit of tracking my net worth since 2013. So it has been already more than 10 years. And this habit helped me to improve my financials drastically. It helped me to stay on track to get my first 100,000 and my subsequent $1 million. And I still continue this habit till today because of the clarity it brings to me. It shows me whether am I progressing in the right direction, and it is just like a report card for me to see whether am I on track towards my financial goals. So how do you track your net worth? This is how I did it for myself. My philosophy is always to keep things simple, so I do not want very complicated systems because it is hard to be consistent on a complicated system. So what I do is basically to track my net worth every single month, and I'll just use an Excel sheet or even a Google sheet to just list down my assets, my debts, and just update them once a month. This simple system of knowing where your money goes and what you have will allow you to have more certainty in your finances. And if you are tracking your net worth every single month, seeing your investment portfolio or your savings and your net worth grow every single month means that you are doing something right. And I would tell you that if you tried it for yourself, you'll find that it is a fun thing that you'll keep looking forward to every single month. Of course, when the account is growing. So why does tracking works every time? Tracking your net worth makes it feel like a game. And in a game, you always want to progress. You want to see yourself level up. And when you start having those Excel sheets and graph looking at you, looking at the table grow, it is definitely much more satisfying than any of the other games that you have been playing. And on a side note, I did a 30 days challenge before to lose weight. And I think one of the most important habit that I did in the previous challenge was to weigh myself every day. Weighing myself every day will allow me to know, did I overeat and did I fulfill all my exercises that I wanted to do for the day? So I can always adjust my course of action just by knowing the weight on the weighing scale. So I managed to lose about 9 kg in 30 days, which was fantastic for me. And I can see similarity between the habits of tracking your net worth and tracking your weight on the weighing scale. So if you like to build up your first 100,000 and build your wealth, the biggest habit that I would highly recommend you to start is to start tracking your net worth. And tracking your net worth isn't about perfection. It is all about progress. Just start out with something simple using Google Sheets or Excel and write down what you have and your debts and set a goal for yourself within 12 months, what are the goals that you want to achieve, and monitor this table on a month-to-month basis. The act of tracking will provide you with the clarity and the control you need to improve. So your financial future is a marathon, and every great journey starts with a single step. And that step today is tracking your net worth. And if you want to have more tips on saving your first 100,000, click on the videos in the card, which will bring you to the rest of the videos that I share with you, tips on how to achieve your first 100,000. So I'm trying to build 1,000 subscribers in my YouTube journey. And if you'd like to hear more from me, do click on the subscribe button so that you can see more of my videos like this.